Hello everyone and welcome back into another video. Today we're playing Warframe and well, we are going to play the best Warframe in the game, I guess. The Warframe no one plays because it's too strong to even, be fun to play. So yeah, let's dive into Octavia Prime. Alright, as always, let's start with Archon Shards, and I am using 2 Tauforged Red Shards with ability duration. These two will be mandatory for the build. You can go with more Archon Shards with duration if you have them. If you don't, try and have at least 2 normal shards with duration. That is because Octavia's abilities do benefit a lot from duration, so yeah, try and have at least 2 of them. You can go for 5 if you want, if you would really want to invest into duration, but honestly, 2 of them will be more than enough. Then for the other 3 slots, you can mostly equip whatever you feel like. I went for more casting speed, more energy, and more shields. You can go with more duration, more ability strength. You can go with, honestly, whatever you like, and she will still be fine. Alright, let's now have a look at her abilities. First of all, her passive is quite useful because energy is very important, and she will replenish 30 energy over 30 seconds for Octavia and allies within 50 meters when abilities are activated. That means you activate one of your abilities, you start regenerating some energy just passively, because why not? For example, if I throw my mallet out, I basically have back all the energy I spent for the ability, and that is quite nice. Then we have her first ability, Mallet. This is a thing you throw on the ground, and it will start taunting all the enemies inside this AoE, which you can see with this like little sound wave or whatever it is. But yeah, this thing is quite powerful, and it might not look that impressive right now, but yeah, you will see it's quite insane. So yeah, that's the Mallet. Instead of her second ability, I am using Pillage. Usually her second ability is Resonator. This ball will taunt enemies around and make them follow the roller, so it's fun and all, but it will displace enemies all around the map. Plus it will pick up your Mallet, so in some cases it's fine, but in other cases you want the mallet to stay in one place and not run around and make enemies miss the mallet, and that way the mallet will deal less damage. So yeah, it's an okay ability, but I don't suggest using it for like camping or survival, or if you need your mallet to just stay in one place. Then we have her third ability, Metronome. This is probably one of the strongest abilities in the game because it provides a ton of buffs for basically doing nothing. You basically have to either jump, crouch, fire, or attack with your melee in time to Octavia's music, which we will talk about it later, and you will obtain those buffs. So you activate the ability, you will have this thing around you. There usually is something like this, so you see those rings that are pulsating. I'm sorry if you are sensitive to light, but that is how the ability looks. Like for example, now I'm jumping, and when the ground lights up, that means I am doing it correctly and I'm obtaining some buffs, as you can see on the top right corner. So yeah, either firing your weapon, attacking with your melee, jumping, or crouching will do different things and activate different buffs. And those buffs are Vivacia, which is a speed buff for your Warframe and you obtain it from jumping, Invisibility, if you just start crouching in time. Then we have Opera, which is multi-shot for your weapons if your shots are tying with the music. And finally we have Forte, which is the same thing but for melee weapons. So yeah, just by playing the game you obtain some very powerful buffs, and those will apply to your teammates if they do those actions as well in the AoE. And finally we have Amp. This is her fourth ability and will basically buff your damage by a lot in a huge AoE, and the buff you get from this ability depends on how much noise there's in the AoE. So if there are like your mallet and you shooting and your allies shooting and enemies screaming, all of that will be counted to the noise meter, which you won't see, but it's a thing that there is, so keep that in mind. You can get a bonus up to 336% more damage for your weapons with the current power strength, but we will get more power strength from Molt Augmented, so this will go even higher. And yeah, the ability lasts for almost a minute with the amount of duration we have. It doesn't cost that much, just try and have this active all the time because it's very powerful. Alright, moving on to the actual mods and arcanes, we have Enemy Raider, which is just a personal preference. You can use whichever aura you like in here. I honestly just like having a bigger Enemy Raider, so that's why I'm using this aura. Prime Sure-Footed is not needed, but it's nice to have because we will be invisible almost 100% of the time, so enemies won't usually shoot us or do stuff to us. So yeah, it's not needed, but it's nice to have because sometimes stuff can happen and you might get knocked down. So if you have it, use it. If you don't have it, I keep something else. Then we are using Ogre Secrets and Armor Intensify for more power strand, Molt Augmented as an Arcane for the same reason, Streamline for some ability efficiency, and Energy Nexus to receive some passive energy. This could be your flex slot, so if you are fine with your energy economy or if you're using something else to regenerate more energy, don't use Energy Nexus and put something else in here. Then we have Prime Flow for a bigger energy pool, Prime Continuity for more ability duration, Stretch, and Augur Reach for more range. And then we have Arcane Energize to grant us more energy. It's a very generic arcane, but it's quite nice to have. Alright, let's now talk about the Mandachord, which is the whole point of Octavia and what makes her the music frame. So, this is the Mandachord, and as you can see, there's a big wheel over here with some stuff in it and a thing that's spinning around, which we can pause. But yeah, this is the Mandachord. It's divided in 3 sections: Mallet, Resonator, and Metronome, which you may recognize are the same names of your first, second, and third ability, so you know what that means. And yeah, basically depending on how many notes you spam in here, those abilities will have different amount of pulses. So what that means is, for example, my Metronome right now has many rings coming toward me very fast, and that is because all the notes that are available are being used in the metronome section. That way we have all those rings just spamming. We have Resonator, which I am not using, but if I were to use the ability, it would pulse like this, and honestly it doesn't really matter because we're not using it, but whatever. And Mallet works the same way, so it will pulse a different amount of times depending on how many notes you have. In this case, I'm just alternating a note with a blank note, so it's a note, then nothing, note, nothing, etc, etc. For the Mallet itself, it's quite important because depending on how many of those notes you have, the Mallet will pulse a different amount of times, and pulsing a different amount of times means the damage numbers you see will change. That is because Mallet works in a very specific way. It will take damage and pulse the damage back to enemies, but it only pulses whenever a note is triggered. So if you have a lot of notes, it pulses a lot. If you have a few notes, it will only pulse like once in a while, but the total damage it deals will be the same. You can of course do whatever you want with Metronome. You can literally just put as many notes as you want in here. You can literally click all the notes, which I don't suggest doing because it's just very noisy, but you can do that. You can ask in region chat if you want some fun songs. If you want to make one, you can also change instruments over here. You have to buy them with platinums, so it's kind of expensive, but there's like only 7 or 8 packs you have to buy. There's one that's just there for free. You can change the volume of the instruments. You can remove one completely if you want to, and you can save, load songs. For example, I do have some, so if you want some of the songs you heard in here, just send me a friend request and I can share the songs with you. Or you know, you can have some fun yourself. Anyways, that's her kit, so let's now see it in action. We will spawn some very high level enemies, because why not? Let's just go invisible, because it's always nice to go invisible. We will throw our mallet down, and yeah, enemies will start attacking the mallet, and the damage will scale and just become stupid. And we did nothing to the enemies. There's just some viral from our cat, and yeah, you can see that this is completely broken. Of course, there's line of sight, and the damage only happens inside the AoE, but what we can do is increase the AoE of our mallet just by having our amp on the ground, and that doubles the AoE. So yeah, let's just summon some enemies and just stand here, because yeah, this is gameplay, and Octavia loves gameplay. You see all the action that's happening? Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff happening down there. Of course we are seeing it, and yeah, everything is dead. And we did nothing. And that's Octavia. Yeah, she's just broken, and that's the reason. But of course we can use our pillage to make, you know, easier things even easier, because yeah, without armor, enemies now just take a lot more damage and they will just annihilate each other. So yeah, that is pretty much Octavia, and she is completely broken. She is also one of my favorite frames because of that, and I just have a lot of fun playing her because she does make difficult content very trivial. For example, if you need a frame for natural cells to just, you know, chill in one point and see enemies just disappear inside the big red AoE, just use Octavia, throw your mallet down, stand back, and just watch the enemies complete the mission for you, which is amazing. If you want some weapon recommendations, just honestly whatever you want is fine, because as you saw, usually you won't need any of your weapons at all, but I do like using the Suda because it's a very strong weapon. Furious Incarnon is also a very nice sidearm and it does a lot of damage, so I do like it. As for my melee, I am using the Zoris, which is a free weapon, and it can do this. So if we do this, and yep, they are gone. So that's why I'm using the Zoris. It's a stupid weapon in terms of how much damage it deals. Of course, you do need some mods that are kind of difficult to rank up, like Sacrificial Steel and Prime Pressure Point, but all the other ones are very easy to level up and honestly very easy to acquire as well. You just need the melee influence to trigger that big AoE that kills everything, but other than that, yeah, this weapon is very powerful. Finally, my focus tree is Madurai. As always, you know I just love Madurai because of the power strength and also because of the casting speed. And in Octavia's case, having more power strength means having more buffs, removing more armor with pillage, and dealing more damage with mallet and amp, so yeah, power strength is nice. Anyways, that is Octavia Prime. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I will now leave you guys to the showcase if you want to watch it. Have a great rest of the day and bye-bye.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.